Before we became the Bee Gees, we were late tossers.
Yes.
Which we thought was...
You'll always be late tossers to me, but I don't know.
That's why we're here. And that's why you had us on the show.
Yeah. But your father took you to Australia to keep you out of trouble, because you were like wild...
Well, on the advice of the Manchester Police, yeah.
Yeah. You're the last criminals to be deported to Australia.
Yes.
Yeah. And was that a great... Did that sort of waking you up, brightening you up, you know, the wide open space of Australia, sunshine?
It was like, well, in Australia you couldn't, there wasn't much of a pop business going on, so we were like a dirty version of the Osmonds.
Right.
We grew up on the television and all that stuff, you know, and I'd had a couple of minor hits and stuff, and it did okay, but we had to work in the clubs and do an adult act and everything. There was no pop audience until we came back to England.
But you were like kids then, you were like 13, 40,
we started when Robin and I were about 6.
Yes.
And Barry was about 9.
Yeah.
So,
and are you always the older... I mean, obviously you're still the older brother, but do you play the... Are you always... Because older brothers tend to like want to be in charge and say what would you do. Is he always... Perhaps I should ask you. Is he still...
Ask him.
I think on different days as there's older brothers. I think depending on the problem or the project or different things that occur during the day or in a certain project or an album, there is a different brother taking the role as lead.
Right.
So,
and then
I don't know what it is today.
When the Beatles came out, you came tearing back over to England to be part of the pop scene.
Yeah, I think it was long after the Beatles, actually. I think they peaked by the time we'd got back here, or breaking up, but...
well, not quite.
Well, Sgt. Pepper, it was just the last big album. And it was then, of course, it was a very exciting period then. To make a start in the UK, it was everything was happening.
And younger viewers might not remember your work pre-Saturday Night Fever, because it was those big ballad, big production numbers, Massachusetts.
That's right, yeah.
And Words, well, all that. And I loved all those. They were sort of.
I thought we were tossers.
Yeah, well, you developed into that. No, but then you see, I kind of. It slipped off when you went into that, you know...
Yes, of course.
Saturday Night Fever and the
Actually, that was our new album. We didn't write for the film.
No,
they just used our music in the film, so...
But I found that difficult to follow the hype. My dog loves it, but I was just... But do you enjoy doing those old ones as well when you're performing now?
Oh, yeah, we try to cover everything, the whole spectrum when we do a show,
Yeah, because they're sort of pop standards, aren't they? They're sort of classics.
Well, thank you. That's very nice. They're our babies as far as we're concerned.
Yeah. And then you had what turns out to be quite a short period when you split up. Was that a particularly fraught time, do you think? Well, that was your career finished, you'd had a few years and that was going to be it? Because some groups do that and they're never heard of again. Did you think that might be happening to you?
No.
Not really. No, we sort of...
Well, when we split up, yes.
For 15 months, I think it was. But we realised we didn't enjoy it being by ourselves.
No.
You know? So it was a lot of things going on, egos and things. And Robin and I were about 19.
Yeah.
So we were like all young and getting all these things, people telling you that one brother's better than the other and you don't need them, you don't need him. So we believed all that crap, you know.
Yeah. But it didn't last that long. I mean, it probably felt a long time. But you had one very good single on your own there, Saved by the Bell. That was a good one. Do you feel, I don't need those other two, I can knock out something like that?
There was a lot of ego problems at the time, and I can't even remember why.
We had one at the same time called Don't Forget to Remember, which was...
I've forgotten that one. But,
we thought you might.
Yeah, of course.
We're getting on like a storm, aren't we, Clive?
Yes.
In fact, I might just leave.
Oh, I've never had anyone walk out before, but...
well, we are a tosser, pal.
So anyway...
everybody.
This is a setup.
Oh, well, I guess I'd better join them.
Well, you can stay and just...
Well, I'd love to, but I don't do impressions. I can't get this off. Well, I'll get it off next door. I'll see you later, Clive.
Okay. Well, there you go. There's the Bee Gees. That looks about all it for tonight. I hope they've got the potter's wheel ready. But thank you to all my guests, those who stayed and those who have gone. This is me, Clive Anderson, saying good night. Good night.